Sunspot where it gets hot. To the sunspot. Some people smoke a whole lot. Make a sunspot quiet when it gets hot. Light, comment, share, subscribe. Wealth Chambers Future Vibe. That's what I'm saying. Thing right there. Again, but like I said, StreamYard, the link is up in the chat on YouTube for you to come come on to this conversation and everything like that. Might share a couple of brief clips, but first thing we're gonna do is talk about lanes. Lanes. A lot of lanes play so many games. It's a damn shame. And if you can hear me wherever you are, just put a thumbs up in your comment section or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was going to send out the link to everybody else, but if you just happen to be one of the great subscribers here, you know, 100 and something, hope to be 100,000 soon. You come on board, you know what I mean? Lighten the fun. Let me start this off with a great phrase. Let me turn this thing off. I don't think I hear that. Start this off with a great phrase. It's almost like a passage that I heard before. All right? Tough times create tough men. This is men and women. Tough times create tough men. Tough men create easy times. Easy times create easy men. Easy men create tough times. Repeat that. Tough times create tough men. Tough men create easy times. Easy times create easy men. Easy men create tough times. Now, what are we talking about? The tough times, the struggles, the the, the wherewithal to make something complete, start a project, start a movement, build a city, make a civilization. These are not just, pie in the sky thoughts for men of action, especially when times are tough and you need food, clothing, shelter, or to fortify what is already there. Solidify it, put it in, put reinforcements down on it, rebuild it, create new structures, new system flows for it to work effectively, and not just for the self, but for the rest, the collective. Those tough times are when you're at the blueprint stage, when you're digging for materials, when you're seeking and searching for surveyable land, when you really get to the dirt. You know what I'm saying? It's those hidden hours in the morning when, for you cooks out there, you start your smoking process. You know what I'm saying? Prep work. It's for you students out there that you want to realize your dream of whatever occupation you're in, and you're grinding at that time. You know what I'm saying? You're working hard under pressure to create something that wasn't there before and make it something now for everybody to appreciate, for everybody to get involved with. That's the level that you're dealing with, right? Those are the tough times. Tough times. But people don't see your sacrifice, the sweat. People don't see it. They don't understand You gotta lock in. Nobody sees those times. Nobody sees the pain on your face when you're putting together that DJ set. And something blew out or a cord is missing and stuff like that. Barn dog, what's up? Salute. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me clearly, please. Nobody sees the climb that you make. Getting up 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to go to that next shift. Those are the tough times. They create tough men, men and women, because the women got to go through that too. They got to wake up extra early, get the kids up, make sure the food is ready. Shoot, make sure their stuff is ready so when they go to work, yeah, everybody's working nowadays. I don't know what people don't get. Not to say that many people have to work. Yeah, everybody has to work. Stop playing. Being a contributor to the next phases of life is an everyday thing. You don't take too many days off for your dream, because then it's not a dream anymore. It's a fantasy. You want to be constantly working and constantly progressing through those tough times. It creates tough people. Tough people with a story to tell about those sleepless nights, about having the blood and the dirt mixed under their nails. The work of creativity, which is definitely taking something out of nothing, and to forge that into something that can feed families and create an industry. So you understand why I'm talking about squares outside the circle. There's a circle of promise, of hope, of progression that's going to take the discipline to gather its sources together and stay and become what it is, to maintain. On the outside, you got the square. It doesn't have to be, but it's not as well rounded. So then let's get into the conversation what a lame is, because that's the byline of this topic. The lame, and I'm gonna tell you the hierarchy in so many respects. I heard this a long time ago. It stuck with me. Right? First of all, the lame doesn't want to do certain things. It chooses not to, because it's a choice, right? It's the lazy work, right? The lazy mindset. Actually, we all have it. We all have it at one stage, one form or another. There's certain things that we don't want to do that if we actually did do them, propel us into the next level, and then we're accountable for what we know and what we are. You got that? Accountable. And then responsible for uh, uh, um, building that status and showing others through the door. But that's another story. Let's deal with the accountability first. Startup. The lame chooses not to exert themselves physically, chooses not to develop themselves emotionally, mentally. The social muscles aren't flexed, meaning the inadequacies are prevalent. When I say inadequacies, the insecurities are there. When I say that, the awkwardness of being next to the circle becomes something of ill balance. They just can't get the joke. They just can't get the flow of the conversation. They can't get the rhythm of what the circle is providing. That's why you'll have an in crowd and what you would call the onlookers. And no disrespect, because you get in where you fit in. And also, there's ways to develop yourself where you're not just an onlooker or you're not just outside the loop. You can be cool just by being cool. All that stuff with nerd and geek and stuff like that. No, that intelligence is just masked around uh, um, the stigma of what calls for it because you're around, you know, technology. You may be a little antisocial and awkward because you're solving problems and calculating things on a different level, a different scale. Chunka, salute, salute. I love that YouTube crowd. They just fire right there. Give them a clap. Give them a clap, man. Give them a clap. Bomb it. Yeah, tighten up out here. So the geeks and the nerds and the weird ones, you know, it's not so much that they gotta be like that. It could take a joke. You know what I'm saying? Your timing of comedy, your beat, comedy beat. You know what I mean? Your sense of thoughts, your philosophies of what goes on can be of value to the circle. To be of value to the circle. And that's the all of us, the togetherness, the collective. What makes the lame lame is they don't even try to. It's like it's not clicking for them, but it doesn't. It doesn't dismiss them all the way. You know, because nowadays, especially nowadays, talent is ambiguous. Point in case, there'll be a person that can get 100,000 to 500,000 views or followers, right? It could be a complete duck. A complete duck. I mean, like, really no sense of reality, spastic, um, can't even, can't dress, no sense of style, like nothing. And that's not to dismiss them, but they also choose to be ignorant on top of that. Also choose to be ignorant on top of that, or callous. Here go the phrase I was going to mention earlier. In the hierarchy, lame respects the weak. The weak respect the strong. The strong respect the wise. The wise respect the enlightened. Hmm? The enlightened respects the all. Now, what is the all? Somebody that know that everything is connected to each one and has at many points been each stages of that hierarchy, which is not even a hierarchy. It's a togetherness, the collective. But it all depends on the work that you've done, who you were trying to be, who you found out you were. This is through trial and error. This is through experience. That's why I cannot fathom anybody that didn't have the experience talking about people that did the work. Come on, come on, man, get in
Boy,
there.
you're shaking like a stripper. Tighten up. I'm so disappointed in you this evening.
How, how a person that didn't do the hours of training through the tough times, didn't put their nose to the grindstone, burn the midnight oil. You heard these terms before. Get to talk about somebody that did the work, put the effort in, put the sweat on the table and the blood on the floor. How? How? I don't like to call names out, but then this is the time to do that, I guess. Right? 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 One name I chose up, and I like the first take. I've looked at it before. Stephen A. Smith, good, good commentator, right? Good commentator, along with back in the days they had Skip Bayless, then Skip left, and it's a good show talking about the dynamics of sports. They got the other guy that just came on, Mad Dog Russo, said some of the most crass things. I guess he's like a in and out contributor, and this is not the science to know. Get your money, I get it, right? All money, good money, right? And everybody should be paying for the disrespect. Everybody should be paying for that. One way. But to talk so greasy and you know aggressive about people that actually blood, sweat, and tears on the court, on the field. You know what I'm saying? That put the effort in, tireless work, tireless effort. To talk about them like they're little ones, they're insignificant. Just to be so vehemently disrespectful. Like, where did they come up with this stuff? And get big checks. Like I said, not the shiest on them. They're giving the people what they want. Easy times make for easy men. And then everybody wonders what happened to the traditional values, what happened to, those strong oxen people that was carrying the load, why things don't work the same way they used to work. You've created a success model of easygoing people that can only talk, like I'm talking right now. Have mercy. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. But as I talk, I have experience. And put in the work. Stuff that's not appreciated, it's not put on the check. I always say that, there's certain things that, you're going to be working hard for. It's a job. You're going to feel underappreciated. Sometimes you'll go above and beyond the call of duty, and you don't see those efforts on the check. And then there'll be times you'll be like, yo, what I'm doing this for. Because it's that circle in you, that circle of honor, of pride, dignity, hopefully. But you're not putting your tail on a sink thinking that you're going to get 100,000 views. Easy times or for easy people. When those easy people start getting the recognition for bare minimum work and no work gets done, it creates what? Back to those tough times. Somebody's going to have to put in the work. Somebody's going to have to step it up. A major thing that's going on now in our reality is, of course, you got the inflation and the reorganization of politics, how people address politics and what's their truest interest. The restructuring of businesses, trying to get back into the circle of successful business and economics, rebuilding their networks. This is what's going on right now. A musical chairs of sorts. Even with you content creators that think everything is content. Everything that's done in your 150, 200 mile radius is food for the giver. And it's creating people that would embellish, would exaggerate, would remove all material facts. Oh, see, I'm speaking game right now. I'm talking the real right now. You may not appreciate it. You may appreciate it. I don't know. I wouldn't tell. I do this for the circle for those ciphers, for that cipher of people that um they burn the midnight oil. They accept themselves for who they are. They know there's such a thing as material facts in which to gather. They know there's such a thing of having good fun, good fun entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't have to disparage anybody else. For the image of people that look like me, and for the people that are willing to step up and win. That's colorless right there. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I'm the one that would be like, oh yeah, get like me. No, don't. There's one of you, and there's an excellent part of you that deserves to be out here expressing themselves. But you got to get that squareness out the way. You got to get the squareness out the way. That lame mentality that that can keep you stunted. You know what? I just entered a new industry and I'm starting to evolve. I'm learning more about myself as I learn more about this industry I'm in. Like a new position, I got to be able to develop and even cultivate from my old network into this new network, right? And this is how you no longer just think in six figures. You think the potential of making seven figures. That type of thing. I was not aware. I could be very frank right now. I was unaware, unprepared, and I didn't know. I didn't know. Let me put this down.
He needs some
I
milk.
didn't know. There's money on the table out here. And thinking short and thinking small, resting on easy times, which is your comfort zone, kept me not thinking that paper's out here for you. In certain ways. You know what I'm saying? Without losing your integrity, of course, being poised and having decency, but it's going to take work. It takes work. Tireless hours. I'm looking at the sheet. I'm looking at the screen. I'm like trying to make things make sense. It's all a new language to me. And I'm like, yo, you want to get your family fed in a different look. If you want to start providing for foundations and things like that, that's a different look. You have to come with a different approach. You have to trust material facts. You have to look into the statistics, what's workable, real marketing, not the street guerrilla mentality marketing, even though that's effective as well. You start to find out the nuances of the tough times. Come on. The nuances of the tough times. That's going to make you that much more wiser, that much more experienced. So you can gain ground and start making making plays, making moves, making optimal decisions, helping others. You get to that level, bossed up. Then those tough times seem easy. I said the tough times seem easy. But that's the sacrifice. Taking that lame stuff out. The self-doubt out. The comfort that you could get making excuses out. See, the circle is the soul. I'm speaking to your soul right now. Hopefully, if it's still there, is this thing on? Speaking to your soul right now. Because it affects my soul. In turn, I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to Chunka. I'm speaking to Barn Dog. I'm speaking to my son Seeds fan. Core, what's up? And if it resonates, I've done my job. back again to the tough times. Think about it. Early hip hop. You talking about music that was unappreciated. You're taking stuff for granted. Hip hop was totally unappreciated. You had to wait all day just to hear a song come on the radio. Hopefully, maybe Frankie Crocker would play it. Maybe Mr. Magic would play it. And they were vanguards in the industry, being outlaws. Maybe you get to hear it amongst other Mr. Rock and pop songs. So when you got it, you appreciate it. Not only that, behind the scenes, in between time, in the meantime, people are, dirt poor, scrounging and scraping and busting, doing everything just to get the music to you. And still going with the core of hip hop. Peace, love, unity, and having fun. So you definitely turning a negative into a positive. The juice of life. Turning a negative into a positive. From the bricks of degradation. From a floor plan of nothingness, despair, true poverty, like no water stuff, like no water. And then, get a clown, super bozo with a cape, weirdo, that, who created a following, through his expression. I don't deny that. But instead of spinning it in a way where, it could basically benefit the circle, it becomes a shock, jock, chaos orator. Yeah, I'm working this out. But it's disgusting that you can say you're in the culture and people consider you a go-to person and you disrespect the very same people that created the culture. Somebody
He needs some milk.
You know what I'm talking about. LL didn't even want to mention it. People got to play politics. This is real. Even I'm in a way kind of playing politics by night. But I don't like to put lanes out there like that. Because there's a growth spurt. People can change. People can see the value of having 500,000 subscribers and say, you know what? Let me stop playing around and do a real movement. Let me see who's really with me. Let's do a 20,000 people block vote for a local politician. Or we can gather our money up, $20,000 to the community center of our choosing. Oh, that means you're accountable for something. Oh. That means there's actual work being done. A sucker would tell you, this is just for my family. I don't know what you're talking. This is just for me, but here's a stack of money you'll never get. A sucker would tell you that. A sucker would invite you to all types of privates. All types of privates. All types of don't sucker will invite you to the biggest party ever. Don't tease me with a good time. I show up and the party done. And nobody showed up. Yo. And then you gotta question the people that follow them. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Squares outside the circle. Now, why would I say a square? And then, you see the thumbnails, a square planet, flat earth, all that, it's not to disrespect anybody. But your views become your views. And you forge your world the way you see it from your view. But if it's not relatable to the large source, and that's the analogy I'm putting forth, you have to question some things on both sides. Because sometimes the circle is not always right. This is where you come in. This is where your value should begin. If the person in the hip hop, early hip hop, pre dynasty, didn't pick up a record and thought, the dancers like this song, maybe I extended the break beat. As a DJ, I'm taking two of these records and extending the break to create the dancers as B-boys and B-girls, break boys and break girls, who do what? Pop, lock, and break. If you don't know what the hell you're talking about, kick something else. Talk something you do know. So when it's time to make a statement, you can speak a little more authoritatively on the situation because you have experience and background information. You've been through the tough times. You easy going noodle back. Our person that never put together a 500-piece puzzle gonna tell you how to build an engine. He didn't pick a tool up first. Don't know what a socket wrench is. Can't tell an impact wrench from an impact drill. We're gonna tell you how to fix your house. And then you look at them. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Copy. You can just look at them. It'd be like, yo. And still, get the numbers. I'm not hating on that. And it's funny that you always got to preface what you're about to say with that. I'm not hating on them. I'm not, because I'm not. I'm not. I want everybody to win in the best way they can. But when it gets to indecency, disrespect, pure ignorance, I know you're just talking out your ass. I know it. For a view, for a click, for a little controversy, trying to get some admiration for suckers that act like you too, we see it. But we're also engaged in it. Also engaged with it. And that's the big point. Because it brings more energy. I like that Big Crit song. I need your energy. That's the shout out to Big Crit, man. Listen to them the other day. So reality, y'all, is you want to keep your circle strong, tight. You want to be able to fortify your network properly. You want to keep your soul together. Soul. The soul of the reality you're trying to express. Like if you're a gamer and you game, you want to keep your control levels right. You want to make sure that, you press left, it goes left. Goes right, it goes right. X, A, all that. Because it controls your activity on the screen. It controls, that virtual character you're playing with. Same thing online. But this is where it looks crazy. Because people will talk a good game. And then when the pressure of the tough times from the tough people visit the easy times of the easy people, crickets. Or you get that pushback that, oh man, it's from 300 miles away. He ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Wow.
Nonetheless, a lane is a lane. It has to be called out. I don't like when strong pick on the weak. I don't think anybody that of true character likes that. I don't think anybody of true character likes that. When the strong picks on the weak. Or when the wise try to dupe the strong to do things they don't need to be doing, to get outside of their box and outside of their character and utilize their strength for a cause that doesn't benefit them as well. That's also lame, bullying lame. Yeah, we're gonna go into it today. I mean, like, I'm giving you enough time for people to come in. I'm like 40 minutes in. I ain't gonna go too far. Salute to the people that heard. If you can, like, comment, share, subscribe, share the vibe. You know, once you share the vibe, we become a tribe. Tribe is better than pick and choose your battles. Enlightened, enlightened ones don't use the wise; they complement the wise. But also to be enlightened is it's a neutral plane. Think of it as the Force versus the dark side in Star Wars. The Force is still a Force. There's the dark side and the Jedi side, right? The Force is. That's it. You choose through your ways and actions, your character, your decisions, your verbiage, the way you talk, and your allegiance. What side you pick, you choose. It's your life choice. And within that life choice, you start to evolve to look like that side of the Force. Hence, the more you curve to the dark side of the Force, you'll start to see the eyes of greed and power, the disfiguration of lust and greed. Yeah, yeah. The uglier your thoughts get, because that part of the dark side is an evil mentality. It's malicious. It deforms the entity. Let's say that. It deforms the glow it's off putting. There may be even a stench. Maybe even a stench. Like, whereas the light powers, the Jedi, it can visit as a glow, as a sight of purpose, unrealized potential in reality. It's usually the quest of the person that's seeking enlightenment, seeking higher steps of enlightenment and commitment to be part of the all. Because once you get to the all, you find out everything is connected, everything is balanced. Talk. Get it. Oh, yeah, they got all this stuff is out here. I mean, if you go to my older stuff, you'll find out. I think there's people listening and picking apart, but that's all right. That's all right. I get like 15 views here, 5 views here. I'm not worried about all that. This is the time capsule. This is the time capsule, and you're welcome to in the ride. You're welcome in the ride. You're inside the circle of the sunspot. You know what I'm saying? Where we're keeping it live, we're keeping it hot, keeping it focused. Okay, boys and girls, men and women, rulers and roulettes, kings and queens. I just love that. I know you love that king and queen stuff. I think I go into a nice little drink, but my man's in them. Um, Great project from Lord have mercy, right? Give it up to Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Definitely Reef Hustle, but right now we're doing Lord have. Came out with a project called Chapter and Verse. You know, it has a commanding voice. And this song that he put out, He Was Just a Baby. It kind of speaks on what we're talking about right now. You know, the lame will talk they tail off, I tell you. Tell you all the things they're about to do. Woo, woo, woo. I'm this, I'm that. You know, I don't want to say some of the disparities, but it is weird. I throw a bowling ball at you. Like, what? Throw a bowling ball at your grandmother. All types of weirdness, man. But they get caught in the most compromising positions. Physically, emotionally, and realistically. Spiritually. So you gotta be careful with the words that you choose, the vibe that you select. Alright? Where's my Just a baby. He was just a baby. By my man, Lord have mercy, let's get into
it. Welcome to a better way of life. Kyrie eleison.
Sword and shield.
Once upon a time, God bless the baby.
Yes.
Incredible character, principle, and integrity. He had great plans for the baby, but first he had to prepare the child with suffering, sacrifice, and struggle. But remember, he was just a baby.
They don't want the Lord to shine, I collapse your sun like nuclear winter, your blood won't run right. Thicker than slush, it'll bump bicycles, no hernia, hypothermia, won't miss you. Venom in they teeth, they ain't villains on the creek. Circus clowns on a scooter doing wheelies in the street. Don't we get rhyme, monster, etc. A man on fire giving C4 enemas. Medicated Tyson, antidepressants, and speeding lessons. Nasty aggression. Blood on my blade, I wipe my sword clean. Dopamine rhyme to hit him with Thorazine. Yeah. Said we were brothers and liars, the men are. So keep it in the family, like Chris Benoit. Don't look for enemies, but never beg friends. The name's Landlord, let me tell him again.
One of the challenges God had for the baby was the burden of absorption.
That was just a little bit, man. You can't get all of it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta buy the joint. You gotta buy the joint. All right. To wrap this up, to make this perfectly clear, it's not a slight to anybody. It's a public service announcement to everybody. Hopefully, you get the message and we get it on task. You know what I mean? Because each one is to teach one. And if we can all teach one, we can all grow together, not be slow together. The square represents the parameters you put around what can grow out of your potential. You know, you squared it off. You gave it a limit. You know, not to say that the roundness, the shape, is limiting. It's not limiting as well. It's just the container that is held is not as rigid, right? When you're too rigid in your thinking, you can lose out on a lot of valuable information, a lot of connectiveness to the source, to the greater group, to the greater goal. You can lose out a lot on your relationships, you know, by being too rigid. And this can create a tough time when it could have been easy. And that's what this whole stream was about. You're going through a tough time, you know, have strength, honor, faith in that circle with inside of yourself and the circle you create outside of yourself with your loved ones, with your family members, with the people that you deal with off And even with your own thoughts, create a circle that fortifies a circle of thought patterns. You know, a routine that you may have, something that you can go by, go to when times are really rough, really tough, and let that forge you. Like you may have a list of prayers, may have a list of mantras, a go-to book, a go-to song that helps you forge your reality. So when you start to see the world, it's more well-rounded and expansive rather than rigid in just plain view. You know, then you can create yourself as a tough person, and those tough times seem easier. And you master that. It's like pedaling the bike. You get through those tough times, it gets easier, then it becomes an easier time. But beware. Beware what comes after, or what comes within that easy time when you get complacent. You know, that's the rigidness. You get complacent. You get in that comfort zone. Get where only your views value is what you see. And you're not well-rounded anymore. You lose a lot. We as a people, as groups of people, especially in, I like to say impoverished people, leave a lot on the table. It looks like at first glance, we are really out of it. We are really poor. But the richness is us being connected and well-rounded to expand our thoughts beyond the rigidity. He needs some milk. Expanding ourselves around that hardness, the hard-heartedness. If we could just stop most of the BS out here, stop it. You know, I seen a report just earlier today. Was an 84-year-old person gets robbed, beat. That's why I put on he was just a baby. Because if next time, when they get picked up, right, and the charges come in, and they stick, they start crying. You understand? When the charges stick, they start crying. 50 years, 75 years. For something that took 5 minutes. Season the Witch, Love and Light. Something that took 5 minutes. And it cost them 15 years. Now you want to bitch and moan. But you preyed on this person. This is what's going on in New York. And all over, actually. And it's disgusting. That's the lame mentality. That's the lame behavior, that bozo behavior that needs to get up out of here. It creates tough times at a times would have been easy. Especially for people that already lived their life. They already got over, they survived a lot. They deserve that courtesy, that respect. And you disrespectful noodle back so-and-so. When the time comes, don't bitch. When the time comes, not a tear should drop. Stay as strong as you think you was. Because somebody sees you for what you're doing. And when you get caught in that tough time, you know, like maybe coming from a child, you know, on the phone, trying to get some help from the family, and that person that saw what you was doing and how you moving and heard what happened in the street, and they say, you know what, I got a grandmother, a grandfather, 84 years old. I don't think they should be disrespected at all. What you here for? What are you here for? Oh. Now that square want to sound well-rounded. Now the square want to sound well-rounded. things is 1,001 excuses. But now the knife point is at your chest. What are you gonna do? Where that hardcore stuff at now? Huh? Hey, I'm not excluded. That's why I carry my circle a certain way. My soul to you is my light. Whatever information that I can give to you to make you better, that's what I share. I don't share my nonsense with you. Hell, I'm expelling myself of the nonsense because I'm well-rounded. I can see the bigger picture. The circle can be complete. Just stop being a square. Stop being a lane. Appreciate the people that did the stuff that it took for us to get here where we are now to celebrate the easier times. So now we can understand what it needs to be done in the easy time so we can prevent a tough time. You feel me? Whoever did that to that person, and for everybody that's out there just making a hard time, for people that's living a day-to-day life, out here reckless. If you can have energy to do that, you can have energy to get together, form a community watch, and the community will bless you. How about that? That's what tough people do. That's what tough people do. Create something out of nothing. Put in a responsibility where there was none. Secure and fortify the circle so they stop looking like squares outside of the circle and doing extra stuff to be seen and wanted and have attention. That's what you do with your 500,000 subscribers. When all we could do on this thing to get paid is to shuck and jive and look like fools to entertain. To entertain. I want to feel like, because cursing out somebody makes me feel better about myself. I got cuss a bit out every once in a while. You singing songs in the middle of your sentence. Man, shut up. We are so unfocused. Many of us are so unfocused, and we leave money on the table. We're leaving resources on the table. Not even expanding your vision enough so you can make a network out of it. Not even expanding your vision enough to see that, somebody loved that person you just disrespected to. And they're not going to take it as light. And this is just one call, one push of a button, one whatever. Press the engagement. You don't get that through your thick ass skull. You be like the people that beat that 84-year-old up. That thick ass skull is going to turn to mush. Will turn to mush. And it's upsetting, man. Because that's a lot of youth potential. It don't have to be youth. No, don't have to be youth either. Because the silliness is among a lot of people that are older stock too. Checking is for the people that need to be checked. It's an honor system. Keeps things honest. So we know who's who. So when the strong step up and the wise step up and they give out the resources, the lame and the weak know where they fit in. Or know where they need to stand out. Let's get that lame sucker stuff out the door. This is the Sunspot. Thank you for coming through. Everybody that did come through. Season of Witch, I see you. Bar Dog, Chunk or Two, my man Core. Who else came out? I just seen, I think Mark. I don't know. Sun Seeds just be popping all day long. If you ever, from my Facebook fan. And learn more so you can grow. Audi 5K. Let's get to it.
Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language,